Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 10th episode of the Fantasy Podcast. I'm going to be getting into fantasy MLB, fantasy baseball, whatever you want to call it. Today's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode. I'm just going to cover some teams, cover some waiver pickups, and cover some injury news that's been going on. The first thing I want to talk about is the Colorado Rockies. They continue to roll at home as one of the MLB's most surprising teams to start. They've won 3 in a row in an absolutely loaded NL West. I mean, at this stage, it's fair to say the NL West is probably the best in MLB, and it could stay that way. We also saw the red-hot New York Yankees extend their MLB leading win streak to 9. Other than that, I'll get into Eric Lauer, player I want to talk about later, but something I do want to cover is the top players at each position. I'm going to go by each position, obviously, catcher, offense, outfielder, so on and so forth. I'm going to start with catcher. Right now, the top player is Shawn Murphy of Oakland, 55 points. Wilson Contreras at 2, and Travis d'Arnaud at 3. Wilson has 52, and Travis has 49. I'm going to move on to, positions I don't want to say that matter, but, obviously they're a little more important. The top first baseman right now is Anthony Rizzo of the New York Yankees. A little shocking, in my opinion. He has 99.5 points. Definitely did not expect to see him at the number 1. I expected to see Vlad, obviously. Vlad, by the way, Vlad is outside the top 10 right now, a top 9. Yeah, I think he's actually 10th. Top 9 right now. He only has 70.5 points. I don't want to say it's because he lost weight. I don't. But honestly, he hasn't been playing as good. I wouldn't say he's playing bad by any means. I mean, he's still a top 10 fantasy player, probably top 5 player in the MLB right now. But he's not playing as people expected. Freddie Freeman's ahead of him, Josh Bell, CJ Cron. There's a lot of people in front of him right now that I would not expect to see in fantasy and in MLB stats because, these are a little bit of MLB stats. Ty France of Seattle is 2, and then 3rd is CJ Cron of Colorado. He has 84, and Ty France has 88.5. We'll move on to second baseman. Tommy Edman of St. Louis, St. Louis, has 76.5. Jazz Chisholm has 71.5, and Ozzie Albies has 70. Move on to third baseman, and then we'll do shortstop. Third baseman right now, top is Jose Ramirez of Cleveland. He has 107.5. I'm pretty sure he's actually the top fantasy player right now, which is not what I expected. Pretty sure at the season beginning, I said the top 3 were going to be Trey Turner, Bo Bichette, and maybe Vlad, or maybe I think I said Trey Turner. I think I did throw Bo Bichette up there. I think I said Trey Turner, Bo Bichette, and Ronald Acuna when he gets back, or Juan Soto, one of the 2. But Jose Ramirez is the top player right now in fantasy for any position other than starting pitcher. Other than starting position, he would be up there with the starting position pitchers, though. Manny Machado is 2nd with 98.5, and Nolan Arenado is 3rd with 86. Shortstop, we got J.P. Crawford, got 85. Wander Franco got 83, and Francisco Linder of the New York Mets with 77.5. The 2 outfielders, I'm pretty sure whatever his name should be up here. Yeah, Mike Trout and Aaron Judge are tied for number 1. 85.5 for both of them, 1st and 2nd, and then 3rd is George Springer of Toronto with 82. Love to see that. For the starting pitchers, I'm pretty sure Max Scherzer is number 2. Yeah, Joe Musgrove has 118.5. Max Scherzer was number 1 for a while, until maybe a couple days ago. But yeah, Max Scherzer is number 2 with 116, and Corbin Burns is 3rd with 100.5. Now back to what I wanted to get into. Eric Lauer, he has been on an absolute tear, and he continued it this weekend with his start against the Cubs. He went 7 innings deep, threw 11 strikes with 21 swinging strikes on 96 pitches. 14 came from his fastball, which has been absolutely vicious. He only allowed 5 hits, 1 walk, and 1 earned run. He now has 34 strikes and 5 walks in his first 4 starts to go along with a swinging strikeout rate that is up more than 3% from last season. Let me get into some waiver options in some shallower leagues. I got Randall Grichuk of the Rockies, the former Blue Jay, which sucks, is getting hot with 5 more hits from this weekend, including a home run on Sunday. He's only 68% rostered. Obviously, 68% is a lot. But if he's available in your league, nonetheless, I would pick him up. Brian Anderson of the Marlins in deep. This is for deeper leagues. Brian Anderson of the Marlins. He collected 4 hits over the weekend and a home run on Sunday. His walk rate, barrel rate, and fly ball rate are all up, and he's only 18% rostered. Definitely something you like to see. And a waiver wire pitcher to target. Dane Dunning, starting pitchers of the Rangers. The former top 10 prospect from Texas threw 7 2/3 of 1-run ball, and only allowed 3 combined hits and walks with 7 strikeouts against the Braves this weekend. His velocity is up, and his slider and changeup usage are up, and he's only 14% rostered. I got 4 things I wanted to mention. Starting pitcher Trevor Bauer was handed a 2-year suspension on Friday for violating the league's joint domestic violence and sexual assault policy. This case has been going on for a while now. I know a lot of people were wondering what was going to happen with this. It had been going on. Obviously, a 2-year suspension. I feel like a 2-year suspension at this point, with what his situation is, I feel like he's out. I mean, even after the 2-year suspension, who's going to sign him? I know he's good. I just don't see him getting signed. I don't know. It's a tricky situation, when you're out for almost a year and then you get a 2-year and then you come back. Who's to say they want to even take all the heat that they'll get for signing him? So I don't know with that situation. It's definitely rocky, though. That leads us into our next talk, which is about the Rockies. Third baseman Chris Bryant was placed on the IL with a back injury on Friday. The next 2 things I want to talk about are the Reds' second baseman Jonathan India, who was placed on the IL Sunday with a hamstring injury that he also had on April 30th. And the Astros want to activate second baseman Jose Altuve on Monday, which is yesterday. I wonder if they activated him. I actually didn't even check. Regardless, that's all I really wanted to get into today. I didn't have anything much more to cover. Other than the fact that I pretty much have bombed every single fantasy prediction, there hasn't been much that has super surprised me from fantasy players that I expected to be good. I mean, when you see players like Trey Turner, Juan Soto, Vlad, Bo Bichette, Ronald Acuna, who hasn't came back, I mean, players like that who are literally, I'm pretty sure Trey Turner might not even be in the top 40 of fantasy players right now overall, is what I'm saying. And it's a little shocking, to say the least, but, I don't know. I mean, the league is going in so many ways right now. I'm not a little bit shocked. Obviously the Yankees have a hot start, so they have Anthony Rizzo and Aaron Judge in their top. Anthony Rizzo is number 1 in his position, and Aaron Judge is tied for number 1. I feel like it's all based on your team, obviously. And when the Yankees are rolling, it's hard to see those positions being taken up anytime soon. Mike Trout is obviously doing some fantastic things in his return. It's great to see that he's playing great. It's great to see that he's basically tied for number 1. He could have some more points in certain leagues, depending on what your pointage is. But it's great to see that. That's all I really have today. As I said, I just wanted to get into some things I wanted to cover, some waiver. I wanted to cover some injuries and stuff that had go on, and about some teams that have been starting to be really good. This Thursday, I'm going to have a guest on. I'm actually just going to cover all of baseball. Today was more of a fantasy day to cover the top 3 positions and so forth. But Thursday, I will be having a guest to talk about all of the MLB. I appreciate you guys watching, and tune in on Thursday. Thank you.